Okay, so you guys might have heard of GMO before. And basically what GMO stands for is genetically modified organism. Now, what GMOs are, okay, I'll just give you a simple definition. It's an organism whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. GMOs are the source of genetically modified foods and are widely used in scientific research and to produce goods other than foods. Okay, so that's what a GMO is. And, right off the bat here, most of you that are watching my videos know that I am all for using natural foods, and trying natural cures in order to keep myself healthy and to help other people be healthy. So, if scientists are taking a natural food that I believe that our Creator God gave to us, humans, to be as food, and they are altering it using genetic engineering, which is a brand new science in and of itself, which they really don't know the long-term implications of using such techniques and altering of our foods, then I would think, and it would be reasonable, I believe, to assume that it would not be a very wise thing to do to be consuming GMO foods or to be genetically engineering really anything. It is really a great grand science experiment, and really they have been creating frankenfoods with terrible consequences that have been seen in some animal studies. Now, some of the biggest ways that you get GMO in through your diet is through soybeans, corn, canola, cottonseed oil, and there's some various other foods. But those are some of the big ones, that are GM. And I don't believe that it's safe eating GMO foods. Like, you might be able to eat them fine, and you may not notice any negative side effects, but hear me out, okay? A little bit of poison or a little bit of damage takes, multiple generations in order for you to realize the full effect. In other words, you aren't gonna, fall over dead with lung cancer by smoking one cigarette. It takes time to become toxic. It takes time to do damage to your body. And I feel it's the same way with GMO foods. Even though people aren't dropping over like flies by eating the GMO foods, doesn't necessarily mean either that it's not harming them in some way, that's negative. And let's face it, most Americans are really sick, even if they don't want to admit it. A lot of them don't feel like they've got a lot of energy. A lot of them have a lot of health complaints like asthma and headaches and gastrointestinal problems and memory problems. And, left unaddressed, these conditions will usually worsen and, turn into something much more severe unless steps are taken to stop this from happening. So, genetically modified foods are a big no-no, here on my YouTube channel. I am totally against GMO foods. I am totally against Monsanto. They're criminals. They're destroying our planet. They are destroying our planet, and, I am vehemently opposed to GMO and these big corporations that are really just destroying, everything that is good and nice about this wonderful planet we call Earth, which is our home. And, I want to give just some basic reasons why you should avoid GMOs. Okay, first of all, GMOs are unhealthy. And like I said earlier, there's been some animal studies showing that They have caused organ damage, gastrointestinal and immune system disorders, accelerated aging, and infertility. It's also been shown that the blood of pregnant women and their unborn fetuses have been shown the toxic insecticide produced by GM corn showed up, okay, in the blood of these pregnant women. So that's not good, okay? And like I say, there's a lot of increases in illnesses. Whether that is directly caused by GMO, is still to be ruled out, okay? But nevertheless, we know that it's totally not natural. It's altering the food, and we know that the more processing and altering we do to a food, the less healthy it is, the less healthy it becomes. We also know that GMOs contaminate, okay? They increase herbicide use. They create dangerous side effects. And they harm the environment, okay? If GMOs are harming the environment, GM crops and their associated herbicides can harm birds, insects, amphibians, marine ecosystems, and soil organisms. They reduce biodiversity, pollute water resources, and are unsustainable. For example, GM crops are eliminating habitat for monarch butterflies, whose populations are down 50% in the U.S. And this article is saying 50%. Just the other day, news came out about how the monarch butterfly populations are down 90%. And 52 members of Congress have just signed something sent to President Obama to try to put end to this spraying of this glyphosate, I believe it is, that's killing off the milkweed, which is food for the caterpillars that turn into the monarch butterfly. It's literally killing their food supply, the milkweed. And it's a terrible thing. The GMOs are killing the animals, it's killing the environment, okay? Roundup herbicide has been shown to cause birth defects in amphibians, embryonic deaths, and endocrine disruptions and organ damage.